Welcome back. The House has passed the health care repeal, and the vote now heads to the Senate. But Senate Democrats are insisting it won't pass. So could this lead to a showdown in Congress? Joining us now is Arizona Republican Congressman Dr. Paul Gosar and California Democratic Congressman John Garamendi. Good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dave.
Mr. Gosar, let's start with you. We hear that this is largely symbolic. Harry Reid has said, no, we will not even hold a vote on this. So why hold that vote in the House if the president will never sign it and the Senate will never hold a vote?
First of all, that's part of what the American people elected us for. It's our job is to take care of the business of the House, and it'll be up to the Senate and the president to do their job. Just because what they say should not deter us, what the will of the people, to make sure that we do what we've promised.
And Congressman Garamendi, to that point, that the American people aren't wildly behind Obamacare. 40% oppose the plan. A quarter of the country still thinks that they ought to repeal it entirely. So should they do this for the American people?
I don't think so. I think that we really need to understand what is in the health care reform. For example, the Patient's Bill of Rights, things that I know that the congressman from Arizona would like to see. Protections for the public, so that the insurance company cannot discriminate based on age, based on pre-existing conditions. There's a major part of this for seniors, protection, prevention, free prevention. The donut hole in Medicare is reduced. All of those things are in the bill, I think, as the public comes to understand exactly what is in the bill. And it's not a government takeover. It is really based upon the existing insurance system, providing protections for people, broadening the existing private insurance system. That's what it's all about. As people understand that, I think this repeal effort will just fade away, and we'll get on to looking for improvements, and there's always room for improvements in everything.
It's expected that he will touch on those things that it's difficult to take away from people on the State of the Union address. Aside from that, Congressman Gosar, what do you want to hear on Tuesday night? He wants to complete that move to the center. He wants to talk about common ground. What is that common ground with Republicans, and how does he appeal to your party?
Well, I think, first of all, if we're looking at the aspect of empowering the American people and the free markets instead of building bigger government, we got lots to talk about, and I think that's where we have to start. We have to empower the private sector to get up and get going. Bigger government hasn't shown us that they're capable of developing our economy or building us and taking us out of this recession.
Symbolically, there's going to be some common ground on Tuesday night. We're told Republicans and Democrats in some cases are going to sit together. We talked about Peter King and Anthony Weiner are going to actually sit together on the Republican side. Is that the only bipartisan work that's going to happen moving forward? Or, Congressman Garamendi, is there more work that will be done when these two parties come together?
Well, that's nice symbolism on Tuesday night when the State of the Union is taking place, and certainly I and others will be sitting together from the California delegation. But the real bipartisanship takes place in the work in the committees and on the floor. For example, I'm working very, very diligently with members of the Republican Party on trying to establish a solid energy platform for America that's not based upon oil and coal, but rather on clean energy and nuclear. That's the kind of really heavy-duty lifting that we need to have. Yes, I'll find a good Republican friend. I have many of them on the floor, and we'll sit there and we'll cheer. And we may not applaud together on every issue, but at least we'll be together on the floor.
How about you, Congressman Gosar? Will you sit with the Democrats, and is this merely a waste of time? Is it symbolic, or is there something behind it? Is it successful?
No, I think you always make that step, and I think a lot of people say there's that symbolism, but it's what we really enact. Do we follow through and carry through on behalf of this? And this is just the first step.
Sounds good. It should be entertaining, that's for sure. Thank you both for being here. We appreciate it. Look forward to hearing from you after this address.
Thank you.
Coming up, a fight on the